Bamm Ericsen here with AFTERBUZZ TV for Empire, Season 3, Episode 2. Send That Amends. Send That Amends. Man, so much to talk about.
Wow.
Let's go!
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Y'all gonna put some respect on Hakeem's name.
You know what I'm saying?
Quit playing around here.
They always giving a shout out to whatever's happening right now. Like he said, Life of Pablo, like Kanye.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're
try to
very
mimic
in touch.
everything.
Hey, what's up? This is Bamm Ericsen, and you can follow me on all social media.
And I'm Jill Monroe. You can follow me at Stiletto Jill everywhere.
And I am Stephaune, and you can follow me everywhere at I am Stephaune.
Okay, so Cornelia and Emil, they're not in tonight because Cornelia, she booked something for her comedy, as well as Emil booked something for hosting, so they're not here. So we have AFTERBUZZ vet Stephaune, who is filling in for the two. So thank you for filling in.
No doubt, no doubt. I'm glad to be here. Love the show. So
Okay, so Empire was trending on various topics. Obviously, Empire, the hashtag Empire was trending #1. Also in the top 11, you had #2 at Cookie. #3 was hashtag Bismarcky. #4 was Tay, which for Tay Diggs, who played Angelo's character. #6 was Anika Lives. #7, poor Jamal. #8 was Lucious, and 11 was poor Andre.
oh jeez.
Andre should have been higher than 11. I'm wondering where's the sympathy.
I feel like Andre's storyline is kind of fizzling.
You think so? You over it?
Wife dead. I mean,
Suck it up.
Well, there's more to that.
I mean, there could be an arc that's going. I feel like it's coming.
It's coming, but before that,
All right.
just I said off camera how I need there to be something outside of the Lyons family, because I need more. Because sometimes I just them gets on my nerves.
Sure.
And so,
Drowning.
just as I was complaining about that, Becky is back.
I love Becky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Becky and her boo.
So, we do agree that J Boogie should jump ship. Do we agree that he should jump ship, that his contract is up?
Oh, Becky's boo was spitting facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All facts, facts
Yeah.
only. Facts only.
Yeah.
He came with every reason why he should move on and she should move on with him. Full support, boo. I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad either.
No, I mean, there's nothing selfish about thinking about your career.
Yeah.
You know, he is not an Empire owner. He don't have shares
Yeah.
in Empire. He just needs to be thinking about what his career looks like and what his girl's gonna look like.
Which
So,
is why Cookie even asked. She said, you know, his contract is up. Is he even coming back? So Cookie didn't seem to be rather phased whether if he was coming or leaving. Or if he
I
was
think
staying.
because Cookie got a lot going
Yeah.
on in her mind, so it's kind of an afterthought. Like, yeah, baby, Becky got it, so we'll get to it.
So then my question is, was J Boogie out of pocket for getting his new deal at Vibe, along with Becky now being an A&R at the same label that he's at?
I mean, I think he should. Communication is key in relationships, obviously. So I think he should have talked about it with her. But I also feel like he was trying to be like a man, you know, take care of his girl, take care of the family, sort of, so to speak. So I dig him for it.
I respect what he did. I mean, should he have talked to her about it? Absolutely. But his heart was absolutely in the right place because he listed out all the reasons why he made that move. He's looking out for her in every way possible.
I also think, I wish I can disagree just for the sake of, but I can't. I can't come up with a reason. But also, I think the type of person that Becky is, she kind of needs a nudge. Now,
'Cause she's loyal.
I
She broke it
I hate to be
down.
shady, but like if it was you, you probably would have cussed me out, but you probably would have liked it, but still cussed me out that I didn't allow
Exactly.
you to.
You didn't allow me to have my independent
Yeah.
moment and consult with me, but secretly, you're like, my boo got my back. What? You like that. That makes
There'd
you
be
feel
some
good.
strong love making after
Yeah,
that.
you know, like, I'm mad at you, but we gonna talk
Yeah.
about it later.
So should Becky leave or she stay loyal to Empire?
I feel like, okay, so we may agree on this. A lot of people go through being very talented, working very hard, being loyal, being there, and still not getting the promotion that they deserve. I feel like Becky is in that little limbo space where she should be A&R. She's done a lot. She's brought a lot. She's paid her dues. And Cookie and them, I know they dealing with a lot, but they still overlooking her as a talent. So sometimes
really
you
are.
gotta remove yourself.
Now this is where I get to disagree. I'm excited. Listen, I get that.
Yeah.
But if you do not allow your talent to be heard, she needs to stop being timid, because if you're going to be an A&R, you've got to step up. So even when she was, well, you know, Cookie, no, Cookie, what's up with my A&R position? You know, you don't. It's not that professional type of atmosphere.
Absolutely.
What's up with my what's up with my position?
I mean, I used to work in the music industry, and I wanted to work in A&R. I got sidetracked into PR, but I do agree with you. She does need to speak up and sort of, you know, put her balls on the table, for lack of a better term. My only thing with Becky, though, is I understand her loyalty. The Lions have held her down. They've, you know, embraced her and sort of moved it along. But my mentor told me that you got to go someplace else sometimes to get your kudos and celebrations. And I think that might be the case. Even if she doesn't leave, let them understand that there are other people that want her and negotiate a better salary or make them pay attention right now. I think that if she wants to stay, I can understand that. But this is something that'll make them sit up and pay attention.
I just hope that she does not stay at Empire. J Boogie leaves and then her relationship is done. I need her to have a man.
Yeah.
I don't mean it like that, but I need her to have a man because it's a great storyline for Becky.
I like her having a boo and them connecting and tender moments. I think it's good.
Yeah,
And it allows her to go and come on the show, so she's not, you know, like this constant in character that's in the way. It's like she can move around. She's fluid.
But do you think she is gonna go, or do you think she's gonna stay?
I think that she's going to throw it out there what's going on, and they're going to step up. It may not be whatever she's going to get over there, but they're going to do what she wants to make her feel better and keep her on board.
I think about this from the acting perspective, and I go, man, if she does go, then she's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would rather see her kind of say, look, I have a deal with Vibe on the table, and this is what they're offering me. What are y'all going to do? And just kind of see her get her balls, so to speak.
And to your point, step up. That's her opportunity.
Storyline-wise, I think it would be great if she goes, because there's no competition yet so far as far as like the other labels, the other people. So I think story-wise it will be great, but then that means Becky would have to like go dark and be like, you know. So
but she can go there though.
She can.
She's got the chops.
She does. And also I need her. Listen. Gabby Sidibe is an Oscar-nominated actress.
Yeah.
I need them to give her something because she can fucking act. Like, give her something.
So give her some levels and some ranges to move through.
She's got the chops.
Give her back off some of that Andre and give some of that to Gabby, maybe.
Or just spread it. Just get, you know.
Spread it around.
Let's go into Lucious, Cookie, and Tariq. So, do you guys think Lucious is trying too hard to win Cookie back? I mean, there was the Jimmy Choo shoes. There was the big statue of
the gun, the pearl handle gun.
There was the gold gun. There was the lion statue.
Espresso maker.
The espresso maker.
They're going in. I love that. I feel like Lucious, you know, so ego is a big deal for Lucious. We all know. But he's also got like this burning flame that never goes out for Cookie. So it's kind of endearing to watch him sort of woo her, you know. It's Lucious, and he's smooth with it too. It's not like, you know, he's brash. He's like, I know all the things that you like. The pearl handle gun that touched her.
Yeah,
you know,
she kept that.
The track that got to her. That took her back.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you think now? Like last year, the panel, we were over all of these freaking cameos. This was a great cameo by Biz Markie.
Yes,
yeah, and done the right way.
And done the right
way. Yeah.
I have to, my alter ego, Petty Pablo, has to come out now. But so you all up in Biz, you all up in his his face.
You just rolled over,
and you ain't brushed your teeth, and you like, you got what I need. It's just it's like Cookie.
I mean, I woke up like this. She was already flawless, so I'm sure breath was on point too.
You know,
a mint under the pillow, something.
But I thought that was good. Now, what are your thoughts about the flashbacks?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of not really feeling the flashbacks. They feel a little forced to me. I get what they're trying to do, and they're trying to show, right from the start, Lucious was on Cookie, loved her, spotted her, setting the tone of what they were, and, bringing in Tyreek. But I'm like, maybe a little less. We got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got it.
Yeah. I kind of liked them. I thought they were really cute. The nostalgia of the whole thing and the moment. I like how they casted both Lucious and Cookie in that, the little attitudes that was going back and forth. But I also see now that we've seen the entire episode, how they were using those flashbacks to set up Councilman.
Ex-boyfriend Barry.
Yeah, ex-boyfriend Barry is like the representative of who Councilman
Dubois.
is, or what he represents.
And speaking of that, do you guys think it was smart for Lucious to make Cookie reminisce about this? Because there was a couple of key points that I made reference in my notes. When Lucious was talking about Barry, she says, "I was young and simple. I should have stayed with Barry." So will Barry come back? Is Cookie having regrets for choosing Lucious over Barry now that now that Lucious has threw this flashback in her face? Now she's been able to like really sit back and reflect. Like there was part of her where yes, she loved Barry, but then she also loved the hood side. Well, she married the hood side, and look what happened.
No, but she was young, to be fair, and what Barry was talking about, she was still in high school, still in her schoolgirl uniform. So this guy is talking about, well, after college, we're going to get married and kids. What was she, 16, 17 years old? That's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
So I can
They look
understand
12 to
her. Yeah, well, he was driving, so,
They still eating freeze pops and
Right.
frozen cups. And
but it was the 80s, so
Yeah.
different time.
Yeah.
I just thought that she, probably wasn't ready for all that. Like, you're young, you're like, wait, I haven't even experienced anything off the block yet, and you're talking about college and kids and Mr. and Mrs. or Dr. and Mrs.
I get that, but do you think that flashing back and Barry was mentioned so much, do you think that there's a part of her that maybe wonder, I'm over Lucious. What is Barry doing?
No, she got Councilman Angelo Dubois to fill that Barry void.
Why can't she have more than one man? She's been in jail for 17 years.
She could, but I think that Councilman Angelo Dubois is filling that void. Barry could be busted now. We don't know what
I
happened.
just don't
Barry
think
probably married
Cookie's
with kids.
just not cut
square.
that way. She's never gonna go Barry. She's not gonna go. She may dip into the Councilman pool, but she ain't gonna stay there. I think right now there's so much going on, always, constantly, and she's constantly having to fix so many different situations. She's just exhausted. She's super tired, and you look out and you see people who are like basically on vacation compared to your life.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh, that is nice. Only for a second though. You know what I'm saying? She's made for this race.
We'll get back to Cookie and Councilman Angelo Dubois in a second. Now, Tariq also flashed back to the same time, and we see that little Tariq with the shorts is also beatboxing. He's in the mix with Big Brother,
Yeah.
Lucious, or Dwight, knowing that's his brother, but Lucious doesn't know that. So just a couple questions that I put. Is Tariq jealous of Lucious?
Absolutely.
Do you think? Okay.
Absolutely. You can tell that when he's like sitting in his apartment eating cereal looking at the video. He wants everything that Lucious has. He always has. And because his mom set him up with the jealousy or whatever, the factor that Lucious somehow has taken something away or done something, he's crazy jealous.
And I also wonder. Oh, go ahead.
No. I don't know if I feel like he's jealous, but you go ahead.
I also wonder. Is Tariq really the the genius that got away?
Could be in
That's
there.
interesting.
You
Give
know,
us something in the storyline. I feel like they're setting us up, and I don't want to give away what my predictions are, but I do feel like they're kind of setting us up with Tariq looking up to his older brother that never knew him really, you know. So I feel like later on in this season, the tide's gonna turn, and Tariq's gonna be looking to Lucious to sort of embrace him and reel him in, because he never had that, and he always looked up to his older brother.
Now, something that was interesting is that Tariq's mom said that Lucious did not know. Now, Mother Walker knew, obviously, because she said, Dwight, what's your brother doing here?
Right.
So they have different dads.
Yep.
No, they have the same dad.
Same dad, different moms.
Different moms.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
So
Was the 80s.
I am curious to see the storyline of what's going on. So was Lucious' dad with Mother Walker, and was Tariq's mom, was she the side piece? I'm really curious now.
Because they're obviously in the same block.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they
like
live
it's
around each
very
other.
right.
Yeah.
So it could be a thing like, who was that? Terrell Owens. He lived across the street from his dad, and
Lord.
they didn't know. So
And then
That's the homie.
yeah.
So I always got to do this.
my bad. I'm just. It's an example that fit. It fits. Nothing personal. No shade.
I also wonder, when did Lucious find out Tariq was his brother?
That's definitely
question.
something we're gonna find out.
So the flash, I was now answer the questions about the flashback. I was 50-50, but then once Tariq came into the mix and he's flashback into the same thing,
Yeah.
now I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I am curious about that relationship
Yeah.
because we want to see. I do what went wrong.
Yeah.
But again, it makes Lucious this sort of nucleus that drew everybody. He drew Tariq to that session. Also drew Cookie. So it's all about, again, it's all Lucious. I love it.
Yeah, agree. Now Lucious, Boo Boo Kitty, and Tariq. So Boo Boo Kitty needs help, and Mother Walker wants to help with the baby. Cookie does not. I'm sorry, Boo Boo Kitty, Anika does not want her help. What's your take on this whole nanny situation?
I understand why Lucious doesn't want a nanny because they're in precarious situations, and I understand why she does not want Mother Walker's help. So Anika just got to thug it out.
You gotta.
It's not
Daycare. I mean,
It's not that
It's
easy,
not,
but she
but
has one baby.
she wanted
no
to be there.
job, No job. She lives in a mansion. Everything is given to her. The baby start crying. She goes, "See, it's too hard, Lucious." I'm like, girl.
She might be sleep deprived.
I have
Just,
Okay, well,
postpartum depression. There could be a
Yeah,
lot
there
of
could be a
things
lot of
going
things.
on there.
All right, I'll try to have some
I have
empathy.
to defend Boo Boo Kitty because for someone like any woman who's never been around babies and so forth, there's a great fear of what to do, what not to do when the baby's crying. She hasn't had any time to. Did she do any paternity classes? Did she do anything to prepare for this?
Well, this is all they gave us. She's sitting down talking to the nanny, and she sounds fully versed in all of this. She's like, she's a preemie. Do you understand what to do in certain situations that pop up like this? Blah, blah, blah. She's running those questions off as though she understands what she's up against.
So
She has knowledge.
So you think it's just an entitlement, like, oh, I need a nanny?
I don't even know if it's entitlement. I think she just, probably needs help. She killed somebody. She doesn't know what's going to happen with the repercussions with that.
True.
She doesn't know if Andre is going to be on her ass at some point. The feds are watching. It's a lot of stress with the newborn.
And she was really shady, too, in her own way. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay. Thank you for bringing that.
You know what I mean?
didn't
There's
take that into
a
consideration.
lot of things that would add to the stress of a newborn crying. Stop crying, baby.
Yeah.
I think she needs to make amends with Mother Walker.
Yep.
Because Mother Walker, oh, she's so mean. She just sits there in the corner with her arms folded, like she needs something to do, and get her away from the kitchen because she don't need any knives. So I think they need
She
to
does
nip it.
not.
I think
We
they
do
need
not know what happened with Lucious as a baby.
I
We
mean,
know what
she was-
happened when he was a little kid. I'm not an advocate of that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm 50-50.
Yeah.
I feel like Mother Walker stepped up and was like, "Listen, I raised my boys by myself. I'll go take care of the baby."
Or at least
Let her.
or at least
spend some time there.
Or at least when she's holding the baby, sit and talk with Mother Walker.
Sure.
So that
What if Mother Walker has a flashback or something? Who are you? This is my baby.
True.
yeah.
I wouldn't
Let her
play
go,
those
yeah.
guys. Do you know what I'm saying?
Cut
Crazy
it.
knows
You got it.
crazy.
Cut it.
Yeah, crazy
Yeah.
knows crazy. That could be really dangerous.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Boo Boo Kitty discovers that they're being bugged by the teddy bear.
Yeah.
Thank God this storyline didn't drag on forever. I'm
Right.
so glad that they caught it quickly.
Because they would have spilled so many beans.
Right.
Do you think that the two of them would join forces to take Tariq down? Do you think that they will divide? Do you think Boo Boo Kitty will be like, well, I got it. Well, I don't need your help. What's your take on this?
I mean, I think Lucious is gonna take over. She'll be out of it.
But in the did you see preview for last week, for next week?
No.
There was a preview where Boo Boo Kitty, you know, she had her hair whipped. She kind of had on the dark, lipstick, kind of like
She's
how
so
Boo Boo
hot, by
Kitty
the way.
was.
She was vamped up.
She was vamped
Super
up, and
hot.
she said something to Lucious like, you know, basically like, F you, I'm gonna do what I want to do. So I just wonder with the preview is, what are they gonna do now that they know?
You know, Lucious is moving really weird. I thought it was really interesting that he dropped in front of Nessa. You know, now all of a sudden you want to let everybody know, or people know, Hakeem, you got a baby at home and a baby's mama. You haven't been there taking care of your
The
responsibilities.
streets, they don't care.
I mean, I know they don't care, but last week it was my baby, you know, so you're doing the tug strings thing with Bella and Hakeem and yourself. So you never can really tell what's up Lucious's sleeve, but I think that Anika's what can she do? She's in that house because she knows that there's some things she has to be covered in. So she has no choice, I feel like, but to kind of ride it out and see how she can find some leverage.
She better.
Because she doesn't have any but the baby.
Lucious always has an angle, though. Anything he's saying at any time in front of certain people always has an angle.
What the hell's Hakeem?
Because Lucious was like, this is my baby, this is not your baby, da-da-da-da. So Hakeem is doing what anybody, I'm not going to battle you right now. I'm trying to figure it out and get my music back popping or whatever.
Literally, his kid is at his dad's house, you know? Like, I can't even have the baby at my own house.
Well, because they're pretending to be married, so the baby has to pretend to be his. But Cookie and Lucious has also said to him last week, like, step up. So I
That's
feel
a confusing message.
it is a confusing message, but this is a effed up family, so confusion is runs rampant through that whole line. You know, it's how it goes. Has he even visited the child yet? Oh wait, he did last week.
Remember, and that's when Lucious was like, "Give me my baby," and you know, took the baby from him and just emasculated him down. I mean, so
It's a weird situation.
It's a weird situation. So I get it. Why, you know, does Hakeem need to step up? Obviously, but I kind of understand why he might be like, "Look, I can't be spinning with all of this with you. You got to figure it out."
And we all know Hakeem is the immature one of the bunch. So I think the best word is confusion. It's so confusing for a young man not ready as far as maturity to even be a father. That takes a minute on its own. Just if the baby was in your custody full time.
Yeah.
So now it's in your dad, and we got the thing and the feds and there's so much going on. I don't know how anybody thinks or can not have a mental breakdown.
Right.
Everybody should be Andre.
Let's go to Hakeem, Shine, Nessa, and Lucious. So we find out that Shine and Nessa are siblings. Now, I didn't know that. Am I late, or was that something
No,
revealed?
it just was revealed this week, but you knew that there was some type of connection. I didn't think that it was romantic, so it didn't surprise me that she was a sister, because the way he reacted was protective, but he wasn't like...
It was very Ike and anime to me.
But I mean, I feel like that's a street guy that's like, I know what these streets are about, and you're not going to drag my sister through that. And if you do, you're going to be like homie that was sitting over there in the studio.
Yeah, nothing against Shine.
Yeah.
I just felt like that was his daughter, and that's what was going on. And so to find out it's his sister is, you know, it's refreshing. Super overprotective.
He probably thinks of her almost like a daughter.
True.
Yeah. And so Hakeem says to her, "First you hate me, then you love me," with that little smile thing he does with the song "Remember My Name." And
we already know.
We already know.
He's already on number 4. He's already lined up to take that ass whooping. Sorry, from Shine. He's already getting ready for it.
Or Shine gonna have to get disposed of, because when it comes down to it,
I think Hakeem
Lucious is not gonna allow any type of threat to his golden child.
Lucious threw it. That's why I feel like Lucious threw it out there about the baby too, to kind of push Nessa away. But the sparks had already kicked off.
I remember last week we were comparing Nessa and Tiana in the same thing, which when I thought about it, I totally disagree. I don't like. Tiana can't sing that well. She's not. She's like a hoochie mama, and Nessa is more. She reminds me of like a modern day Whitney Houston. You know, like Whitney behind the camera, behind the scenes.
She's not polished yet.
She's not polished, but when you saw her perform, she was, you know, she had on a dress. She's wearing her real natural hair. She has like this elegance to her that Whitney had.
Sure.
But in the studio, when there was no cameras, Whitney was kind of like how Nessa is.
Yeah. She had
So,
that gutter to her, yeah.
but I do like their chemistry that they have. It's like a I don't know, Ashford and Simpson, Tammy Terrell, Marvin Gaye. Like
It's a Bobby and Whitney, baby.
yes,
Bobby and
thank you.
Creatively,
You right on it right now.
Yes, exactly.
They have that though. That's the chemistry.
How soon before you think they smash?
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it.
And everybody has to know that no really cute female steps into the booth with Hakeem that he doesn't smash. Right?
I say episode.
Doesn't make sense,
I say
yeah.
episode 4.
You put them two in the booth.
And they obviously
singing
they
on
have a
the-
lot of chemistry. They have a lot of, you know, they work well together. So that's, you know, the next level thing.
Which happens when you're working with people.
So many times.
So, do you think that they will just secretly date, or
I think they're gonna drag it out. I don't think he's gonna smash by next week. I think it's gonna take a little bit. They're gonna really drag this out and become sort of
not smash? Okay, maybe a kiss.
I think there's going to be something intimate
Yeah.
between them where
Sure.
it kind of crosses the boundary. Now,
Okay.
when they actually do, I don't know. But to you, I agree with you. I think that this is something that we'll see for a minute to build up the tension, and
Absolutely.
you know, it'll come down to
It's
something.
a great storyline to keep
Yeah.
to keep that tension going, write it all the way out, give us like 4 or 5 more episodes of it.
Yeah.
And we'll be all about it.
Yeah, and Exhibit's name is
Shine.
but his name is as a series regular, so he's here the entire season.
Sure.
So yeah, so that means that it's going to be.
So maybe they'll secretly date, or maybe the two will fight. My money's on Hakeem.
Yeah.
Always should be on Hakeem. Hakeem always
Absolutely.
gets the girl.
Yeah,
when does he not?
But my money's on him to take Shine out.
Oh,
I think
Okay.
again,
He's gonna
like I
whip his
said,
ass out of fear.
He's covered by Lucious,
Yeah.
so it's gonna work out for him.
I think it's going to be interesting too, though, because Shine kind of helped Hakeem to. He's pulling out his confidence in him a
Yeah.
little bit. So it's going to be an interesting kind of dynamic with that.
Okay, now let's go to Cookie, Jamal, Lucious, and Angelo. So, and I'm glad you're here because when Jamal first met Angelo Dubois, they were with Angela Yee from Power 106.
Yep.
Breakfast Club, and they were having this conversation about why didn't he perform at the Empire Extreme launch, and Angelo
Yeah.
jumped in and accused him of having
Post what is it?
Post-traumatic stress
post-traumatic
disorder.
stress disorder.
and accuse him of that, and so now this whole banter comes, and so in my notes, some of the things that was mentioned was Jamal says that, you know, Frida is the victim, and so then Angelo goes, who put the gun to her head? Jamal says, let's try and all grow up where she's from. Angelo says that line of thinking does us a disservice, and then he goes, thinking it's a fact. And so there was this great dialogue that I liked, and you're very much into the community and serving and so forth. So I'm really interested on what's your thought on this whole thing between Angelo and Jamal. Although they did resolve it, but I want your take because I thought it was a very interesting topic that is very prevalent today.
Yeah, I mean, I feel Jamal because he's saying, you know, a lot of these kids are products of their environment, you know, and here's Angelo, who's kind of coming from this political stance of, well, then there should be change, and we should do better things to adjust that, you know. But again, I think there's that disconnect from politics and what their agenda is and what they're saying. And what's actually happening in the hood, and what they're actually going through day to day. So, you know, I don't think they resolved it. I think they brought it up, which was great. But that's still a dialogue that needs to happen. There's still something missing.
I thought naturally it was very timely in the way that they presented the argument and rolled it out. You can tell who they were speaking to in the context of these conversations and how it developed. I also thought even taking the name of Woke for his organization was, you know, these subtle little, you know,
Message, very Spike
message,
Lee.
just very, you know, in these little spots. So I felt good about that, even down to Lucious coming in and hijacking the stream of their organization, sort of taking advantage of both what's happening now, using it as a promotional tool, but knowing that that message needed to be out. So I like that it was a topic that sort of was explained from another perspective, and you actually got to see the conversation develop and some of the questions and roadblocks that people throw back at you, you know, kind of unfold. I think that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, how do they help? How do they make change? How do they make a difference? What are you going to do next? You know, what's the first move?
And Cookie then also bring up some points. You know, she said something like he wouldn't know something about the streets if it shot him in the ass.
Yeah.
So Cookie had reservations only because we find out from Lucious doing the background check that he had like a DUI 20 years ago, that his rich family got off for him.
Yeah.
So Cookie, is Cookie her take originally on Angelo? Did she have a right to do that? Was she doing it just because her dislike, or was it because she's just so angry and frustrated at Lucious, or did she have a valid point?
I think it's all of the above. I think she had some valid points. She also is concerned about the situation that they're in with the feds watching. How are we getting in bed with a government official? What are you doing? You're drawing unnecessary attention and allowing these people to infiltrate us that we don't really know anything about. And she happened to kick some facts that maybe resonated with him because he wanted to hit Cookie. You know, we'll find out at some point. But as always with Cookie, she has some real in her, but part of it is just like, wow. Like that? Why? You know, why?
Oftentimes I feel like Cookie brings about this this voice of the hood, you know, and I think that's where she was going. She's just kind of speaking out and saying the things, kind of what I'm saying now. I hear you all sit in your nice suburban area, whatever it is, from your affluent background, and how do you all connect to us? You don't know what we're going through. You don't know what's happening in our environment, but you're speaking at us about things.
And she quickly checked him on the whole victim versus survivor.
Right? We don't want to. I mean, no one wants to be called that. You know, to you all, they're victims, but where they are, they're like, listen, we are doing everything we can to get out of this place.
I think Cookie was doing what she always does. She's protecting her family because, like you said, Jill, the whole feds are after them.
Absolutely.
Wait, hold on. She mentioned the feds were after us last week. So a week has gone by and there's still no damn funeral for Rhonda?
You know, because
I'm sorry,
Rhonda's going to show up again. That's why we're not ready to do it.
Sorry, that was a blur. We're going to get to Andre in about 3 minutes, so just bear with us with Andre and Rhonda. But
they did her wrong. You know what I'm saying? They did her wrong. She deserves a proper burial. That was his wife.
I mean, how much of that do you feel like Empire's like, wow, you know, she was the white character. Let's stay focused.
I feel like
wait,
because she's still going to be around. I think
Yeah.
it's because she's still going to be around in Andre's head. That's my logical, you know, explanation for this. Otherwise, it's just wrong.
hold that thought really quickly, going back to this situation. So is Lucious wrong? Okay, so you mentioned that Lucious decided to make it about him. He was like, okay, so let's have the kids do their anti-violence rally at the Empire building where they have all their functions. We'll stream it so that it...
Content.
Yes.
Content.
Exactly.
Which he needed.
Which he
Just
absolutely
like Tidal.
needed. And I like little man Zara Zaina.
Yeah, 3.8 headed to
MIT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zane or something like that.
I liked him because he's actually rapping.
Yeah, I didn't. I disagree with you. I felt like if they wanted to write him a little something, he repeated one line twice, and I couldn't deal with that. Is there one chance to rap for
Yes.
When I say rapping, his style of rapping is what we've seen for the past 20 years, whether if it's good or not, versus some of the other ones where it's
nowadays. Okay, yeah.
That's what I appreciate about little youngster is able to at least keep up with the tradition of hip hop and not be disrespectful. And that's all.
Yeah, right. He didn't go.
Yeah.
Right.
But so Lucious has been saying, Cookie, Jamal's got a problem. Jamal's got a problem. And so then what he does is at the anti rally, he calls for Jamal to come up and sing. Now,
Such an asshole.
Abuse.
Move.
okay, now
Abuse.
this is my problem with Jamal. You are supposed to be the superstar. Mm-hmm. The kids are always watching you at all times.
Sure.
You always have to be prepared. So I've been in situations, or I've witnessed situations where very superstar type singers have been asked to get up and sing. I was at a church, I'm not gonna say where, but Destiny's Child was there and they called for Beyonce and Destiny's Child to come up and sing. Now, you know Beyonce wasn't about to get up and sing.
No, sir.
She's just not going to do it. So Michelle got up and she killed the building. But as a superstar, what he could have did was he could have got the mic. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Lucious. But today is not about me.
It's about the
today
children.
is about the children. There are so many talented kids, and little Zane or whatever you are.
But you say that as if he has control of this. He is legitimately going through some things. Stage fright. He might have a pill addiction. It's just, flashbacks. There's some very famous celebrities that have had stage fright. Andre 3000, kind of. Brandy. So it could happen. But I think that he's having flashbacks about the gun. He has post-traumatic stress disorder.
I didn't know
or
that happened to
something.
Andre, man. That's my boy.
Yeah, he did.
So
Brandy had it too.
Yeah, so it happens, and
But
I
even-
feel for it, but how he handled it
Yeah.
is a bit, considering it's live.
Which I think speaks to, they spent, the majority of last season battling who should be the head of Empire. It's obvious he's not ready for that sort of spotlight. He can't be in that sort of platform.
Or how come Cookie couldn't come to his defense?
She always sits so far off. You know what I'm saying?
I think she wants to be the observer. Maybe that's a jail thing,
Yeah.
never have your back to the door. I got to be able to see the surrounding, you know what I mean? Like, in case something happens, I got to watch the room. I got to be, on point so I can move.
But then again, Lucious, he's also not built for leadership of Empire, because there's just a way that you handle things. This is your company. It's your streaming company. You don't put your arguably your top artist on the spot knowing that he may or may not freeze up. You just don't put people in that sort of position. Lucious is an asshole.
Lack
He's
of
crass.
emotional
He
intelligence.
doesn't.
And
yes.
this is where A&R Becky should have been sitting right by Jamal's side, and she should have I get that he's going through all of this,
Yep.
but even superstars who are heavily drugged up before they go out to perform, they're always able to get it together somehow to sing or to do something. So I just wish that he can do something, and he's supposed to start drinking at some point. So how far is he off into his addiction? So
it takes a
that's all.
superstar diva all the time,
Well,
it seems,
he's-
to get him out of his stuff.
He starts drinking and doing the pills before the episode ends. So it's
Yeah.
on. He's already mixing.
I mean, but he openly said to Andre, he
yeah.
kind of alludes to, I got a little situation.
He says I have a problem. Well, just for the record, I agree with Team Lucious. He says the only way to deal with the problem is to deal with the problem. And so although it was an asshole move for Lucious to do, I'm gonna stick with Lucious. So
Hardcore.
I will disagree with you guys. But if you're gonna
Hard-bodied.
be a superstar, I need you to get it together.
He
Okay.
can say that without doing that.
I understand, but you know what? You said earlier, my daddy likes to come for me when he's bored.
Yep.
So if you know that your daddy is always coming for you, then you need to be ready, because why?
should.
The kids are watching.
The difference is the crowds, though.
Yeah.
He's having flashbacks to the gunshot. You notice he grabs himself in his.
Yeah.
In the wound.
But Cookie now,
poor Jamal.
yeah, but Cookie does now realize that her baby has a problem.
Yes, she does.
And now, speaking of problems, the final topic is #poor Andre. So Cookie finally goes to see him, and Andre says, "How did you do it? You've been fighting. Like, how did you do it?" I thought that was a great scene between the two. She mentioned to him, has he thought about going back to church so that he can have his soul healed? And he was like, what soul?
Yeah.
What's your guys' your thoughts on the Cookie Andre conversation?
I mean, I love that he came to this place in his dark moment in which he recognized all the hardship his mother's gone through. I mean, she did what? How many years?
17
in prison?
years.
17 years.
And she let you know every time, every
Right.
chance she gets.
17 years in prison. I can't even fathom
Bless you.
to still be this strong, to still be, this family
Look that
oriented,
fabulous.
looking that fabulous. But oftentimes kids take their parents for granted. It is what it is. We all do. We all probably have done it in some capacity, and it's good for him to come around.
I thought it was a great scene. Now that they know he has a problem, help him. Can they get a nurse to look after him? Because they're busy, obviously, running an empire, and you can't just stop. I get that. So why can't they go and seek help for their family?
I think that they feel like there are certain things they know won't work.
Yeah.
Andre may not listen to the nurse. He may react, in a negative way. He might not want that help from someone that he doesn't know. So, but I still think they should try.
Yeah. Or at least, I don't mean to sound mean or shady, bring Mother Walker over to the house. And
Somebody.
let him sit
She
up and
could
watch.
definitely talk to him about what he's going through.
They connected too.
And they connect.
Yes.
They could watch the stories. They can watch Wendy Wood. They could just sit home and just watch TV all
And
day.
she can help him out.
Yeah. No, he definitely needs help. I feel like he needs to go away for a little bit. I do. I think
You're
they need
over
to
Andre.
Like
they need
go
to set him aside for a little
like
bit.
go away, go do another movie, and then come back.
Right.
gotcha.
Yep, exactly that.
I agree, which is why I predicted why he should have been killed off.
Oh, wow.
But okay, so then what are your thoughts on the scene?
And then I saw him at 24 Hour Fitness, and I was like, oh shit, what I done? I don't want him to get killed off in real life.
I don't want him to get killed off either,
but-
but I need them to.
Maybe he's going to go to jail for a minute.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Uh-oh.
I mean, they hit so many
So,
points.
It was a packed episode, and again, on target message flashing loud and clear, but I was just like, what? Really? I get it, but I kind of wasn't feeling it. I'm sorry. I don't know.
yeah.
I got the message. I felt why it was in there and why it was important, but I just didn't want to go there.
I totally get it. So he went to Rhonda's house, and
The lady with the dog.
And I being that this is New York, do New York neighbors do they see each other often? I'm not familiar with New
I
York.
think they do. Yeah.
So then that means you didn't feel it because the neighbors next door or two doors down should actually know who he is.
I feel that way, even if she didn't. She, likely knew that your neighbor just passed away from a very public and violent death. She was married, you know what I mean? And she was not low profile. So it just seems kind of weird that you wouldn't know that maybe her husband, who's African American, Black, would be going in there to do something. I don't know. That just kind of felt really
they forced-
convenient.
They kind of forced it.
Yeah,
At the
it
end.
felt convenient.
I think they want to get that point out and get it across, obviously, due to what's going on in our society today. It definitely was forced. Even with the cops, with the whole boy thing and something else he said right at the beginning. He was like,
Homeboy. Didn't he say homeboy?
Yeah, and then he came back and said homeboy.
back to him. Yeah. And that just
Do we
doesn't
still
happen.
say
I know
homeboy?
I've been in altercations, even when I say recently, I mean several months ago. But and I felt like police officers were different now, or like edgy, or something extra. And I ain't got no kind of record or none. But and I feel Andre, but it would never be that blatant, with the boy and unless we're in like the South. I'd expect that in Tulsa. Not to bring that up, but I'd expect it in North Carolina, not to bring that up. But New York,
I'm gonna have to disagree. I see why you guys think it was forced, and yes, I guess it was forced. They were trying to do a message, but because I have been in similar situations like that, I totally remove myself from Bamm Ericsen, the actor, or the guy who writes screenplay. I remove myself from all of that judgment, and I was like, oh, here it comes because
It can happen.
It can, it does happen.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just removed myself from it being forced because it happens all the time. And
No, it just happened
Yeah.
to me, so I get it.
But maybe next episode. Like, I'm not even opposed to the storyline and it coming up.
Well,
I just felt that it was a lot.
Yeah. Did you see the
this
previews
episode.
for next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in next week's episode, the police then goes and lies and says that that he's the one who
Sort of attacked them.
who attacked them.
Yeah,
We could do that. We could have done that on next week, though. The action of it happening and then going to court.
But technically, no, because he did say that he was going to go over and get the things over from Rhonda's house.
to move
So
on.
I get what you're saying, but just I have to defend it. I just have to. That it was justified.
well, it needs to be said anyway.
Yeah.
And I do.
Very woke.
Yeah.
Not to
Very
play on the
woke
thing, but
moment.
very woke episode in
That's
general,
the-
though, on
Yeah.
that topic.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the scene with all three brothers discussing how they're basically messed up? You know, they're
We've seen that moment before, have we not?
we haven't seen it in a while, but I thought it was great for the three of them to.
I do too.
Yeah. Now, what was interesting was you had Andre, the big brother, who was being the big brother, helping them all out. You know, giving solutions. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. And then when it came time for him, he was kind of quiet. And then the young brother Hakeem stepped up and said, you know, hey, what about you?
Yeah.
So I just thought it was a great moment. I just wanted to mention it really quickly, but I thought it was great.
And also Jamal said to him, you know, I'll help you with the meds. I'll help you get through this. You know,
The charts.
there's a lot that went on there.
I think one thing that always happens with this show is that it always comes back to family, though.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, with everything, the dysfunction, the foolishness, it always comes back to that family bond, so.
Yeah, and I just think it's everyone's family. Everybody's family's got their level of dysfunction. This is obviously heightened through the roof, but somewhat we can all relate to different parts of this, which that's why I love the show.
And agree. My only beef that I forgot to mention last week was I didn't like how Andre just decided to take Boo Boo Kitty, pick her up, and take her to the hospital when that bitch just killed his wife.
I think the baby was why. I think that is what pulled him through and helped him snap and focus because he had just lost his own child. I think that's what saved her, and that was a connection point. I thought that was kind of real.
Yeah, I think he's got a couple things happening there. He's got that religious and whole God foundation that was happening with him for forever, you know, last season. So that's in there, you know, to do the right thing. He did lose a child. He knows what it's like. And he's a good dude in the moment. You know, I think he did the right thing.
All right. There's no news and gossip, so now let's go straight to predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Predictions. What was I predicting earlier? I forgot. Wait, somebody else go. I had one earlier. What did I think?
My prediction is Becky gets balls.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
Team
another
Becky.
great hashtag. Becky gets balls. Obviously, we you know, we're all on the same page as far as Hakeem and his new love interest. I'm really surprised though. His fiance just completely disappeared.
You know, and this sometimes people just boom, you're gone.
But gone.
Yeah.
Y'all was in love. I thought. It's gone.
Puppy love.
Her family was
right.
like, no.
No. Yeah.
Maybe
no.
she didn't get a high rating with the viewers.
You know, it could be that I don't have any predictions and I don't even have anyone to kill off just yet. So so I'm just really excited for the show and
Yeah.
wait to see what's coming.
Mariah Carey.
I am
yeah.
thinking about that the Tariq moment that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
When
Now,
he looks up to Lucious. That's what I was thinking about earlier. It's
Yeah.
going to turn there. Something about their relationship will come around full circle.
yeah, and Mariah Carey will be on next week's episode.
Yes. So all you lambs, get ready.
And let everyone know where you guys can all be found on social media.
I'm Stephaune, and you can find me everywhere at I am Stephaune.
I'm Jill Monroe. You can find me at Stiletto Jill everywhere.
I'm sorry. And you can find me on our social media at Bamm Ericsen. And not only can you find Stephaune everywhere, you can find them everywhere on TV, because every time that you are watching TV, every other commercial, you see this brother.
Trying to work, man. Trying to work. But
So congratulations to all your many success that you've had
sir.
going on in for filming TV and commercials.
appreciate it.
And so thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a great episode that we recap. So thank you guys for watching, and keep it locked, because we will be back next week. Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.